Hey everyone, I wanted today just to make a video because I was, yesterday I talked about how I was getting like pushed and that the masters were like on my neck and I was exhausted yesterday. I ended the day and I was just like, I was done. It was, it was a lot of energy that they kept sending and it was a lot of like pushing of me, you know, them wanting me to urgently start channeling more information and kind of getting messages out. So that was exhausting, literally. And so this morning I woke up and I started doing my usual channeling work, which is downloading information for the courses and the teaching we do with Lorena. So every morning I download a little bit more information. Most mornings, almost all of them, from Monday to Friday. So, and I do that to add gradually to the download and not overwhelm myself. And obviously, I have a family and I have a kid, so I can't sit down and spend the whole day doing it. So it's just gradually every morning for a little bit. But so during that, and then I started kind of working on what I was feeling yesterday and trying to gain clarity. So here I am with, I threw down some tarot cards and I kind of overviewed what was for the rest of the year. So I'm kind of just trying to channel what to expect for the rest of the year. I don't want to overwhelm myself thinking about the beginning of next year. I don't want to go there yet. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I don't want to go there yet. Like I'm not ready for that yet. So maybe towards the end of the year, I'll revisit it or something. But we're still being asked to stay still. But what does that mean really? And I've talked about this before. Staying still means they're trying to get us to go in. They're trying to get us to recenter, refine what we are. What, as a human collective, as human beings, we've been living from a place where we've just been not present. It's been like go, go, go. It's been all about making money or finding financial stability for families. Some of us didn't care that much about money. They cared about being comfortable. Some of us did care more about money. But the era of greed, the era of your life being overtaken by your job because it needs to bring you money, that era is ending. We're going through that. That's going to bring up a lot of dark stuff, is what the masters show me. It's going to bring up a lot of dark stuff. But mostly what it's going to bring up is the possibility to have freedom. Now, the word freedom is something that comes into play in 3 years, is how they show me, because they give me number 3 and it's not 3 months. It feels like there's a process of 3 years of, it's like a cleansing. It's like a ritual cleansing where things are going to get better, and then boom, we're going to be hit with something else, and things are going to get better, and then boom, we're going to hit something else. And that's because the human collective has been going through changes that have been taking away from our actual human experience. So we've been using our time to work. And most of us, so remember, when we're tapping into the human collective information, what the masters say is, we're tapping into the human collective information. We're not tapping into those particular people that are one person that's different. We're tapping into everybody as a collective. So the majority energy is the one we're talking about now, says the masters. And so what they're talking about is the energy of the majority of the collective, which is we were all going out to work because we needed to, because we had to survive, we had to feed our families, because we wanted to have a nice fast house for our family. I mean, some situations of, working are not bad ones, something nice that you wanted to do for your family, but we were not free. The way that life was being boxed in for us, and these are like the way they tell me is like the head honchos, the people that are above everybody, and the life structure is a pyramid, right? So we have people that have more control of the finances. We have people that are more control of the world. Those that might have had like their own agendas is kind of what they're telling me. Those individuals were the ones that are actually controlling the universe in itself. At the same time, we all need governments and we need head honchos to help us all organize our life. But it's gotten to a point where we've given our own individual power over to those authority figures a little bit too much. Well, no, not a little bit too much. Too much is what the masters say. Lucia was saying a little bit too much, but the masters are saying too much. And so what that means is that this is the time, from here to 3 years, this is the time to start releasing ourselves from the grasps of those. And I keep using the word head honchos because that's kind of like the word they're giving me, because I don't know why actually, but that's the word they're giving me, because they don't want to call them control figures. They don't want to call them a government. They don't want to call them, because there are particular entities that are not an organization, or there are particular entities that might be part of an organization and we're not aware of them. And the masters are saying, we don't care to unfold the individuals. Karmically speaking, the masters say, they will have to revisit what went on in this lifetime for them, and they will have to revisit how they negatively affected the human collective. And that's something that they should be concerned about, that we shouldn't be concerned about. What we all need to be concerned about, and this, they're saying this because they're showing me like there's a bunch of like truths coming out. There's a bunch of kind of scary aspects of what life really was for us, and how we were being really controlled and we didn't know it, or how we were living life and we were doing it and we were actually making it someone else profit from our time. Time is precious, as the masters. Your soul has incarnated in this body that you're carrying now, and the masters say every minute of your life belongs to you and your soul. It shouldn't belong to working hours for someone else. We all need to find a way to live our lives that we decide we want. So that means not taking a job that you decide that you have to take. Now to the next 3 years is a time for you to unravel your true self, what you're really here to do, why you're having a life human experience, and enjoy the moments. So no more selling our time. That's the next 3 years, that needs to come out the window. Selling our time needs to start being something that is less and less and less and less and less gradually, right? So we need to start finding our true passions, our true alignments. And that might be for some people going out and creating their own like little communities where they're, this, we're talking about like in 5 years, people creating their own like communities where everybody is growing their own stuff and the neighbors are sharing with each other, like food and supplies, and the community's working together and everybody's working for everybody to be okay, and no one's profiting more from someone else. But that's like the beginning. These are the beginning steps. This is not going to be an easy change, and it's not going to be overnight like that. It's not going to be right away. But the most important thing is we're coming into the era of starting to release ourselves from those grasps, starting to allow ourselves to be free. And this is all part of a huge human collective contract, which we've all agreed to live through. So if you haven't agreed to it, you're going to be one of the departed ones. You're going to be one of the ones that decide to leave, because you're not going to vibrate with this new plan of action coming into play. So we are going to see people parting. It's going to continue to happen. We're going to see individuals deciding to leave. And that's important for us to remember, for those that are enlightened and those that are in tune to our higher selves and what we really are. We need to remember when things start hitting, when hard moments start hitting, because this year is not going to get easy. It's going to continue. There's going to be more waves of stuff coming. There's going to be more departed ones. And so we need to remember that when that happens, their soul contract can't comply with the new era of freedom releasing, of connecting with the higher self. Their life experience needed for their advanced personal spiritual advancement was, up until now, perfect, but now the departed ones are leaving, and most of them, and the majority of them, are either going to assist from the other side, their loved ones that they want to kind of help with, but the majority of them are actually going to come back and incarnate as new children, new babies, new bodies. They're going to have a new mission, and their mission is going to be much more enlightened than the one they had from before. So it's actually, from a spiritual aspect, it's a very beautiful plan. The soul leaves the old contract and comes back with this brilliant new connected light being contract, and it's going to be our children, and those children are going to be the beings that are going to help with this massive change. And like goosebumps all over. Like anybody who's heard the Soul Tribe podcast frequently knows that when we get goosebump, it's like the masters kind of reconfirming the message being sent and letting us know that it's something really impactful and really, really, in this case, really beautiful and really important. And so I want you guys to know that the rest of the year is not going to be easy. And I want you guys to know that we're going to continue to see departed ones. And I want you guys to know that we're going to have catastrophes. And I don't know exactly They never tell me, the Akashic Records never tell you details because, first of all, I am also a human and I need to kind of be surprised by the events that come, just like everybody else. So, being an Akashic reader, we were given information, but we're not given details. And guess what? I don't want them. I don't want the details. I want to know how easy or difficult it's going to be, and that I'm being given that, but I don't want to know what it is because my ego self will get overwhelmed. I'm still a human being. I'm still a spiritual individual incarnated in a body having a human experience. So I will have human reactions still. But then I'll recenter myself again and connect with the Akashic Records and kind of find clarity and know that everything has a purpose and everything has a reason. But guys, don't think that it's over. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying stay balanced. I'm saying it so people can stay balanced, stay neutral. The majority of the collective is not going to take it emotionally well or mentally well. That's the reality of it. That's how the masters show it to me. And the cards were also showing me the same thing. That's expected because we have a lot of non-awakened beings on Earth, which also means that the light beings are going to be doubled down with downloading sometimes information that pertains to the part of the individuals whom are not fully enlightened, are not connecting, and are not accepting a new reality that might come in. But the good thing is that they don't know that this is for the better. And I know that I'm talking from a place of spiritual, and for many of you who might have lost or lose loved ones, think, great, I have to release this individual from my life, and it's for the greater good of everybody, but I lose. Yeah, but that individual also didn't sign up for what's coming. So we have to remember that every time something hurts or someone leaves, we have to know that they still continue to exist. They're just not on our dimension, in our realm. They've gone somewhere else because they could be reincarnating another dimension. They could be preparing to reincarnate here with us again, or they could just be on the realm on the other side, existing from there, assisting beings. Maybe they ascended into a more fifth dimensional place and can assist from there. It depends on the individuals we're talking about. But again, I'll kind of recap to make sure that my message is kind of clear. The masters say it's going to be a year of cleansing, clearing, releasing, and letting go. Those are the words that they give me. It's going to be a year of a lot of, they keep giving me the word junk coming out. And the only way to get junk to come out, the only way to get change to come upon us is first, because we're looking for that freedom change. We're looking for the change of how the human collective decides to see the life, how the human collective decides to live, and how we utilize our every day and every moment given to us for ourselves and not for someone else. That's our time that's being bought. And guess what? Our time being bought costs more than $10 an hour. It costs much more than that. Our soul has done a lot to be able to come and appreciate and have the opportunity to have this body that we have. Our time is more than $10 an hour. Our time is our time. It belongs to us. And that's the urgency of the message they're giving me. We are taking back the value of our time, the value of our person, the value of our incarnation. We are worth more. So we need to start by the way we gain this. And for those that are just getting into this, is go in. And this is a big message they keep giving me. It's like the luminescent sign they keep giving me for like the past 4 days. Go in, go in. Go in means start figuring out what you really are for yourself. Start feeling it, start knowing it. That's the only way you're going to start putting value to yourself and your own freedom as a spiritual being. They're not talking about where in the world you're living. They're not talking about what religion you follow. They're not talking about who you are as a character person, if you're valued as a character and person in on this earth, right? And they're not talking about if you did bad things or did good things. They're talking about you as a soul. You have the responsibility for yourself to make yourself valued and loved, and that starts with you inside with yourself. And the only way to gain that is to go in and give yourself that time. You're going to take back your time for yourself now. And that's part of what it is to come in. The quarantine was go home. That's the quarantine. And what is home? The spiritual home. So the first message of the year was go home. Stop undervaluing your time. Stop undervaluing your incarnation. Stop undervaluing yourself. Give yourself the time that you deserve for you and not for someone else. So, and it doesn't mean you're going to stop working. Things are going to change very gradually, but that means is we're giving time, and I know it's affecting negatively, you know, the financial world and things like that, but there's another system being broken down, and that's the financial aspect of what the human collective and how they function. So there's a lot of things, little tiny pieces coming into play. And the best way, the masters say to me, the best way to be kind of suffering less from the situation is to go home. So the more aligned you are, the more your needs are going to be met. So we're also going to be being, you know, this new way of living, it's going to be good for us, is coming into play, and that's amazing, no matter how many years it takes to get there finally. But that also means that we need to decide that we deserve it, and by doing that, it's just, again, going in. The more aligned you are, the more you're going to prosper from that connection. And financially speaking, it's not going to be an easy year, nor the next year either, but there's going to be an alignment from somewhere else. So, yeah, I think that's the gist of everything I was trying to say. They keep pushing me to get more messages out there, and so as long as I have messages to give, then I will continue to share them. But guys, go in, love yourself, align yourself so your human needs are met. Remember, we need to be grounded, because if you're not grounded, let's say that the chaos of the moments, everything that's going on, kind of bombards you mentally. What's going to happen is you're going to unground yourself. You're going to try to like not be in the present. Like, I'm not part of this. This is not part of my life. Like, what is this? What's going on? Like the what is this like aspect of everything that's going on, or the unbelievable aspect of not understanding or fully accepting what's going on, might lead you to unground. And what happens when we're not grounded? When we're not grounded, we're basically saying, I'm not here. I'm not really here firmly on earth. I don't need my needs don't need to be met, so it's okay. Don't give me anything. Don't give me the money I need to buy food. Don't give me the food I need to eat and survive. Don't give me the water I need to hydrate myself and keep myself aligned. I'm not here. So remember, guys, to stay present and stay grounded. And that's also part of a spiritual thing that you need to incorporate into your day-to-day. So be one with yourself. Go give yourself the time that you've given other individuals. Go give yourself the power that you've given other individuals. Go give yourself everything you deserve. Bye, guys.